Good afternoon, fellas. Welcome back. First stream of the week. I've been pretty busy. Doing some things on the side, you know, which is also required. But I'm ready to dive in. We're going to continue working on the first map of episode 1. And just, you know, expanding on what is there. So nothing too special today. But I think progress is actually going faster than I thought. Like, we had a slow start, trying to figure out how to properly implement the new textures. But I think, you know, we're off to a good start. So let's just continue. I actually did start on a small expansion here. Another secret. And I didn't really know what to do with this corner. I kind of wanted to make it more open, like we did here. And this, you know, allows us to add a few enemies. I think I'm gonna put this imp up here. Replace this with something else. Sergeant. And probably gonna add a few more lights here because well, the ceiling allows for it. I think, could it be right here? Let's see if it's 144. Oh, easy now. That's perfect. In the center. I would probably go for not in the center. Let's check out the ceiling actually. Ceiling textures, because that is what matters. Let's put it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's good enough. At least we got there we go. So we can actually fill up, let's see, 128. That would be right there. Right. With the new UDMF map format, we don't have to take too much into account. Hey, what is up, buddy? Welcome. How you're doing on this fine Friday? Hope you're doing well. I'm all good. Just doing a little bit of work. on, you know, the same thing over and over. But, you know, we're getting there. Slowly. That's actually... Probably... No, actually, not necessarily. Actually, I want to continue with Dragon Sector. But it's extremely hard. For me at least. Is it good enough? Nah. It's not really necessary, is it? Which review are you talking about? From Deathless, you mean? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's really great. Really has that classic vibe. Well, it's not really like I didn't review it in depth or anything. Just well, extremely short. Wouldn't call it a review per se, but you know. It was easy because for me, like, there wasn't really anything particular I didn't like, so it was good stuff. Just plain and simple. That's all it sometimes. That's all it needs to be. It's I think it's an old map, at least a few years old. Didn't know it existed actually before. Just came across it on my YouTube feed somehow. That's actually the good thing about YouTube, is that sometimes out of the blue you get these great recommendations. Well, you know, it's kind of... Well, thank you for the trust. But it's very personal, you know, these type of things. So, because I give it like a 10 out of 10, it kind of depends on what you're into. If you like these very detailed maps, You know, then probably you probably won't agree. And sometimes, you know, my I don't know, maybe it's because I've been at my own project for so long that I was kind of craving for a, like, let's say, like a simpler layout using original textures. But, you know, like, I really like what I think was most important was the actual, I think I have a different color here. Yeah, there we go. 69, what was it? I think what was most important is like the gameplay, because that is something that, you know, that is what makes an actual level good in the end. Because like graphics can improve like really fast. If you look at the span of maybe a few years or maybe 1 year, you could see a huge leap in graphics. So if that is your main goal, then everything becomes outdated really fast. And I think like gameplay is a lot more important, because that is something that kind of remains the same throughout, you know. If that makes sense. Okay. Let's see. Oh, vanilla compatible. Vanilla compatible. Wow. That makes it even more challenging. Shokudu, oh yeah. Yeah. Now the original executable, it's very, I think the node building, or maybe it is because when I, you know, many eons ago, I did make a map for like vanilla compatible. But it was a real pain because I don't know if it's the node builder of the editor. I used WAD back then, and I think you had like visual glitches introduced really fast. So I constantly had to make like these adjustments, and I don't know like what caused it, because, you know, you didn't have like in Unreal, for example, if you use Unreal Editor, you can actually see like how the map is visually built, and by that I mean, well, I think it's like the BSP cuts, where, you know, the map visually, like you can see it visually where it cuts, and depending on that, you can actually predict how it will render, if it will render properly. It's kind of hard to explain. When I, in the future, go back to Unreal editing, which I intend to do, you know, it'll make more sense if you can just see how it works. But you didn't have that back then in Doom. I'm not real sure. You probably have it now. There is like a node builder, slime trails. Yes, indeed. That is what I meant, actually. Slime trails. Oh. Oh, really? Well, that is something like I had a lot with my maps. So you have to really dial down on the detail and like how maps are built. Like if you have, you know, too many things surrounding it, you could be in trouble as well. Slant trails are actually very easy to generate. You can't track fizz planes. Oh, fizz planes, it's true, yeah. Ah, okay. So, okay, maybe now there's like, yeah, it's better. But back then you didn't have any tools, like even texturing. There was no 3D view like you have here. No auto alignment. You have to do everything. You have to calculate the texture alignment. Like if this is 32, then you know you had to move the other one 32. So it was really, yeah, it was insanity. Absolute insanity. But yeah. That's why the maps back then were also a lot simpler than they are now. Can we do something with this here? Even if it's just... There we go. Good enough. And of course we can actually make this one, well, Oh, I need the other one. There we go. Okay. Just one will do. Okay. And then we got something to find something for this wall. You know, just to give it like a little more detail. And if I can combine it with the Doom 3 texture, it would be really nice. That might be too strong. It's not half bad. And what I can do actually to break this. Kind of wish there was like a thing to divide it into 3. That be? No, unfortunately not. 120. Okay, so we got some room here. 160. That appears to be in the middle. So what we can do here is actually because if you have like a singular wall like this, it's a little, well, oh, mess that up. Let's see if these are still 144. Oh. Okay, well that's not. Well, that's not a super high issue. What we can do here is do it like this, and then have like a Doom 2 texture in here to kind of ease that transition into you know, Doom 3 textures. Or maybe like use something else that is more like in color theme of another part of this map specifically. You can just do something simple like this. There we go. That looks pretty cool. And we can do something a little more creative with this. Maybe give it like a different color. Let's see, is that in line? I kind of want to... That's too rusty. You could go crazy in detail, add extra detail in there as well, but sometimes less is more. What are we going to use? Cement kind of doesn't really fit here unless I kind of decorate other parts with cement, but let's go for something else. Could stick in the Quake range. And that is too wide. You could do something on the side as well. But I feel like this could be like panels to like, you know, something like that, but maybe in the Doom 3 textures there is something we can use. Got some panel-like textures. Kind of want to stay in that colder metal vibe. Like a little brownish. It's a little bit off compared to Hey, what is it, buddy? Darkstar, welcome. Yeah, I always try to include Doom 3 textures. Not always easy, that's for sure. But you know, it's a delicate balance. What you also can do, and that is actually a trick that works really well, is basically use panels, but hide them behind like a fence, and no, I'm just gonna try something out. It's not always a huge success, but I'll explain why in a minute. A low floor line, yeah. You could technically use these, and let's have a look real quick. So if you use this, for example, that is a Doom 3 texture. And what you can do now, for example, is this, and then you have like, you see you have like a combination where it still feels like Doom 2, but the texture gets like a new dimension. And then you can actually add these lights here. To make it fit in, give that yellow color. Man, he is up high. Oh, there it is. Okay. So you can change that light a little bit to this color by adding a dynamic light here. So if you do it like this, you could do it like, for example, only on those ends, and have something else here in the middle. Can do that. Kind of like that one a little better, I think. And of course we should not forget these ones. Alright, thank you so much for dropping by, and I'll see you later. Take care. But this, you know, should... I think what you also can do, and that will probably look a little better, if you want to do it like this. One thing I would probably do here is, and that is just, you know, for the looks, might be a little overkill, but let's check it out anyway. Let's do it. Let's reduce the angle here. Oh, whoa. So, okay, let's use this one. And we're going to just work on grid. Doesn't have to be this big even. Let's keep a little nice curve. There we go. probably, I think this light can be placed somewhere else. And, well, I think we can actually remove this part because there is enough detail in these walls. We can keep this. The only thing I have to get used to it. I guess there's like a pretty rough cutoff here. Now, if you do it like this, and then it is right here in the corner, which is fine. Then you have a little more, as you can see, there is a difference here. Can't even, but you know what I mean. Like on this side, it does it properly. So that makes it a little better, like a little easier. So we can keep this, and I think I can actually remove these parts as well. I don't feel they're super necessary here. If we just apply the same technique. There we go. We're going to also use this part on the upper. There we go. And let's actually, instead of these computer panels, I think I might use something else. And I really like, where is it? This one. Just super good. Then I would have to do something with this. Like that, I think, you know, if you just do a little curve like that, okay, and then kind of, because, you know, if you work on grid, it is just a little safer, and you can actually put this right here, so it's not really in the way of the map. There we go. So got these structures here, which is I can actually just do it like this. Now the only downside is here. You can see it's like it gets a little too stretched out. Got this nice long form here that's actually ideal. This one is a little squished, but it's still like not super noticeable. Well, let's have a look in game real quick. Definitely feels still in line with the rest of the map. I might cut down on these lights, maybe. Although, it doesn't really bother me. But you know. Can we grab that? No, thank God. And you know, I wanted to bring a little more color into this area. I think, yeah, it looks good enough. What is that? Is that because of the light? It's kind of weird. Yeah, it does have something to do with the light, probably. So what we can do to fix that is either push this in, but I'm afraid we're gonna have to push it out one more. Like, I think that will solve it. Not that it's a huge... No, it doesn't solve it. Okay. Well, then it's beyond my control. We're just gonna leave it like that. Okay. I think this area is pretty much fine as it is. Does require a little bit of work, yeah. But I don't think it's really necessary to really change it up. Okay. This is the old school method. And there we go. Okay, awesome. I think we already changed it. Yep. See, this also doesn't really require any, not too much work at least. We're going to brighten these up a little bit. We could add dynamic lights. There are not too many in this region. The hardest part is we're gonna change these out because I do want to add some additional lights here. Let's see, do we have like a different color besides red? White? Yeah. Yeah, I think green would fit as well, but can we actually? Okay, I might have something, but it's a little bit of work. Oh, God, I love the Shadow Warrior soundtrack. Really atmospheric. Okay, so what we can do, which I think will actually look cool, if I use door track, and I think I did it once on a map before. Six. And we're gonna use a simple, let's, oh, I need the horizontal one, always forget. Okay. There we go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give this a green glow. However, gotta make sure 173255547. Can I remember that? No, probably I cannot. My memory is extremely bad. The thing is, like, I can memorize it, but if I get distracted by only one thing, I lost it. And actually, what am I doing? I can actually just use dynamic. No, I cannot actually. Because of the pillar in the middle. That has... Is that even correct? And this line, we can actually There's actually a simple scroll, I think. Texture scroll, scroll wall. Is that correct? Let's have a look. It doesn't do a thing. Scroll wall, why is that not? Hey Esteban, what is up, buddy? Scroll texture. Well, scroll texture left, I guess. Slow. What is the difference between this and scroll wall? Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah. Doesn't have to be like a rotating poly object all the time. I think this will too. Oh. Yeah. I think this will suffice. There we go. The only thing is this one should be scroll texture right. And then the only thing I need to do, and that's actually pretty easy, just copy all of this. Put it here. Oh, actually I was doing something here. But we can keep this. Flip vertically, there we go. And that is actually fine. So we'll just keep this. Got a little bit of variation here. What I probably need to fix is the teleportation part. And what I can do actually is to improve a little bit on this part. And that's actually fairly easy. Let's see. So we got this inset, right? And one thing that's pretty cool, and I think I already showed it. We can skew textures. The only downside is there's no connection. Like, you know, if I were to use this and then I'm gonna skew the texture, but well, for here it's okay. For the other one, unfortunately, doesn't work. Can we do something else? Probably. Let's see. So, custom fields. No, wait. Yeah, it was actually. Skew top. I think, yeah, there we go. So as you can see, it connects here very nicely. It follows along this slope. The only thing here is a problem, of course. But I already knew that was gonna happen. And that is, you know, a little bit of a downside. However, I think I can deal with that. I'm just gonna use it like this. Hey, more than that, buddy. What is up? Welcome. Good to see you. So, that is also possible. Ah, no worries, man. Just it's good to have you here. And, you know, you just come, if you even come to say hello, it's fine. There we go. I feel like it's a little more detailed than just slap this texture on there. And, you know, now we can actually add some wires here, which is always good. But I think I can deal with this. What I can do actually, if I wanted to, really wanted to break it up, I could just use like a neutral thing for all of them, like that. Could do that, but where's the fun in that? I think I'll go with this. Doesn't have to be perfect anyway. On this side. Okay. And we can add a cable here. We're gonna have to split and split again. There you go. And that's actually a way around it. 1. Apply. And that is going to be -1. Can we get away with that? I think so. Let's actually not make it too hard on ourselves and just flip it. One cable is enough. Even the skewing remains. That now, how cool is that? Does that even have to be like? There we go. Just put one cable here and hang our little friends here. There we go. Now these are actually monster spawners, but I feel I want actually monsters to spawn in and, you know, be able to telefrag you. Because it's easily interrupted. Because these aren't actually like monster teleports. And I had that issue. One thing you could do is open up monster closets. That's also not a failsafe, because if the player runs completely pacifist, not even alerting monsters, you know, you would have an issue. And I saw like a very good solution to that, and one of the maps, like, which required you to alert monsters, forces you to actually shoot a button at the start of the map to progress, and that easily circumvents, you know, a player trying to be fully pacifist and not fire. That's actually was very clever idea. Probably. Can we have like it's really hard to, in this map specifically, trying to fit in the Doom 3 textures. I feel like these computer panels, they're kind of outdated. I did add like a different variant here. See if I can reuse them. If I can remember where. Here. Oh yeah. Let's see if I can actually, without too much effort. I can't remember. Oh wait, here it was. It's going to require a little repositioning. Upside down, of course. I think so, at least. Yeah, there's space bar. Yes, I think. So these are the computer panels I will be using, I guess. Really? There we go. Let's have a look real quick. Yeah, I think it's not too bad. What I kind of want is, and it's such a shame that there are no bright map. Wait a minute. We do have Doom 2 bright maps. I downloaded it. Downloads bright maps. I should buy a copy of WinRAR. That is actually the popular thing to do now. Archive is corrupt. What the hell are you talking about? Oh, it's corrupt. Okay, I have to re-download it then. But I feel like I should probably use it. Oh, wait a minute. That is not a Doom 2 texture. Most of them are custom. Damn it. Brutal Doom textures. Oh, I'm not a fan of Brutal Doom. 7-zip. Yeah, normally, I never had this before. Maybe I think something went wrong with the download, I think. Yeah, that could work, but it's... What I can do... is give this like a brighter... And this one actually might fix the issue. This is a, let me guess, an attenuated light. So what if we just use a light? Can maybe... use a little, I think that's a little better. Or we can use this one. Now, I'm not a huge fan of these Sean textures. You can't even type and look at the same time. Seven-zip usually... Well, the thing is, I unfortunately, and actually this, well, I guess this will have to do. I don't want to have this in the middle of like this hallway, which would make more sense. There we go. And the thing is, if I use bright maps for the Doom 2 textures, then some of them would, you know, work and some don't. So that's kind of inconsistent, and I would have to manually add bright maps, which is a lot of work. Well, technically I am pretty inconsistent because some of them have bright maps, like mainly the Doom 3 textures. So it might be something I would do in the future. Yeah, I might consider it. Maybe bright maps is not too much work. Hopefully. Alright. To be honest, like, there is not too much work required anymore for this specific map. What I do want is to add like a proper sky, 3D skybox. Maybe with some high rock structures or like distant factory stuff in I think that would be actually pretty cool for this episode. And the fun part is you can actually change the background setting like per map, which is pretty great. You can use the same sky texture. I'm gonna put like this. Okay, it's time to go away because I'm gonna get flagged by YouTube if I use too much copyrighted music. It's like a YouTube mix I had, you know. I'm gonna take a very small break. I'll be back in a few minutes, and not really sure what I'm gonna work on next. Probably want to take a look at the cave section. Like I want to go like back and forth a little bit, to try to be, you know, implement some ideas I had earlier in a later part of the map, so it kind of remains a little consistent throughout. So we'll have a look at the cave section here. There is a lot of potential to open up this area. Maybe... Oh, I think I got an idea. That works really well. Yeah, I think I got an idea. All right, be back soon. Oh, my internet is... Or maybe it's YouTube? Running terrible. Wow. Okay, so what I actually wanted to do... Yeah, that was to be expected. I think I need to create like an inner ring. Something like this, which kind of goes Okay, that is not gonna work. Of course, I have to triangulate this as well. And I can, hold on. Okay, let's see. Doesn't have to be perfect. Ceiling reset. Oh, this is becoming messy. Maybe I should Oh, wait a minute. There was a way to... There was a way to select individual vertices, I think. Just forgot how. Wait. Shift V. What was that again? There was a shortcut where you can select like oh, what was it again? I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to do it. Have to triangulate it. This one can be okay, like this is okay because this is kind of rocky, so we can actually like that. Thinking about like triangulating this one. That. Now the only thing I need to do is deselecting this individual part right here. It should be up. There is a way to do this actually. I have to check the shortcut keys, I think. Preferences, controls. So visual very slow picking Alt X. Could that be the case? Yeah. Oh, okay, that's not good. Can we actually... I want to test something real quick. Okay, that doesn't work. We have to triangulate them. Yeah, it was worth a shot. Maybe they changed something, I don't know. Unused, okay. Jesus fucking Christ, man. What a pain in the ass. Okay, let's start over. So we're gonna... Oh, it's because of the stairs, okay. Okay, like that. I think it's simpler. All right. I think we can keep this. It's just for starting from here. Okay. Oh wait. This also has to be triangulated. Okay. And yeah, something like this basically, without interference from the other adjacent sectors here. I think we got it like this. If we don't, this is one. So it's let's select this one down. Now what we can do here is actually just this one, triangulate it so we can raise this one just a little bit like that. And then it kinda somewhat travels along this path, so it looks a little more natural. Can we actually, just to be a little more distinctive, that is a death trap, and we can actually make it real dark. I'm not really sure how that will translate. we can kind of break this up a little bit. Be very careful not to mess up with the triangulation here. Okay. And we can also set this to not really sure. This will probably translate a little differently. Maybe I can just do it like that. And then this one, instead of, let's make it a little, now with the fog here in effect, I think this will work out nicely. Let's have a look. Yeah, that is actually nice. There we go. It is clear that this is like a death trap. I do want the sand to actually run smooth, but this is fine. So we made it a little more open. And the weird part is, again, there's something is off. Where am I standing? I'm looking at the... Alright, where the triangle is. Right here, this vertex. Where are the where are the vertex? Like, Where are the symbols? Okay. This vertex issue I have to solve, but let's keep it like that. You have to get all the connected vertices. Usually 3, but here are 4. I think that will be enough. Okay. It's like on one hand it's a little more simplified. On the other hand, well, I was gonna say it's a little more complex, but really isn't. The only thing I need to figure out is what the hell is actually wrong with this part right here. Why it's not showing up in the editor. Should probably This wall. Oh, it's that one. Okay. I'm gonna put it down actually. Oh, we'll see. Don't want to go too crazy at the moment. More natural. Okay, I think. That is something I forget to do every now and then. Make this a little less complicated. We can actually... this will probably save us on sky texture. We're going to make this a little less detailed. Okay, so now the very strange problem we have here. I have no idea how to reset it. It's a middle one. Okay. This one. That is. Aha, I see. Okay, this is not... Well, let's have a look. I don't know if I did anything meaningful. Apparently I made it worse. So weird, man. I had this issue once before, I think. I think this is the issue. Reset. That's the only solution I can think of. Son of a bitch. Why? I kind of want to slope this upwards. Okay, let's actually reset this. Isn't there a simple solution for this? Would that be simple enough? Otherwise there might be something else. No, this fixed it. Okay. Wow. Let's here to minimize. Let's see. Okay. Now we can actually keep this. Have it a little bit distorted like that. So again, this also looks natural. Now, what I want to do is actually get this in a little higher so you can actually see a difference between that and this. And that becomes a little smaller. Like, you can actually, if there's no light, you can barely see that there's like, that these are elevated steps, right? That's pretty cool. It's actually the effect we kind of want to achieve to make it look as natural as possible with as little as, like, with minimal detail. That's what we want, and actually let's get rid of this, because I feel let's quickly put something on here. There we go. So we get even a difference in selection. There we go. Now let's move this up. Now let's quickly add a little something here. It's 32. Let's see. We can put on some giant lights. Like this, but that's only 64 times 64, so if I stretch it, probably not gonna work out great. This one maybe? Station locked. Also looks pretty cool. But it's not locked, so think this one actually has a very nice... Ooh, it's a super large texture. Didn't know it was that large. Okay. What can we do to give it a little more set dressing up above? Maybe add another line here. Now, it would be pretty sweet if we had something. This might be too much. I do want to see how it looks. In game, it's probably gonna be upside down. Yeah. Okay, so we do want these bright maps to shine. Now I want to, because this is pretty simple, I want to have some maybe some poly objects in there to really kind of give it a more ominous look. What I kind of want to do here is actually remove these colors here. And see if we can actually have a Doom 3 texture here. Or maybe we don't really have to. Let's see, I kind of like this one. Because it's a generic texture, but it's still, I feel like it has enough detail to still be interesting enough. And we're gonna kind of want to you know, make it a little more interesting, because I think it was pretty flat at first, and we actually used this one. I feel really looks nice. If you place it there, and to top it off, we're going to replace on the bar with red lights. Oh, okay. Let's see. What is that? It's not even required. Oh, wait. I see. This is what I need to do. There we go. So we're gonna replace this with lights and I think it will look a lot better. So we're going to give this a ceiling glow. I think this will already look a lot better. Let's have a look. Dear God, it looks terrible. But it's because I probably didn't name this sector. I mean, give it a proper tag. Oh, we did. We did give it a proper tag. Then I know what the problem is. That is the problem with all of these. It's because of the lighting. Fog doesn't handle it very well. What could be the cases? I have to take a look. It's because of the okay. Yeah, that is clearly this disruptance. The fog kind of negates the lights. Not the bright maps though. It's a little sad. But you know, I still feel like it looks better with some color variation. The only thing is is there something that could help? Let's see if there's a difference. Yeah, there is a difference. Pretty big one actually. So dynamic lights are kind of like a must here. I'm afraid there is no other option. Let's see if we can actually make this one shine a little brighter. Wasn't it possible for lines? Thought it was. Wait a minute, it's on edit thing. There we go. Upper brightness 64, there we go. Well, that's not really required. Okay. Could actually, I think it will look cool if you put it in these walls. The fog kind of negates the lights, apparently. Well, dynamic lights seem to work fine. I probably would have to change that from attenuated to full on. Don't really like. Could skip this bridge entirely. Good for speedrunners, I guess. The fun part is about this bridge, you can have it like raise and lower, like keycard operated, whatever you want. So that's pretty cool. This one actually seems to do perfectly fine in the fog area. It's so weird. Let's see if I can maybe replace these. It's kind of weird. They don't align perfectly, but now they do. Okay, let's try. We can make something out of this. Now the thing is, you can't really see details up there. Now, the thing is, We don't really have to see details. Just something vague there is fine. Something like that would be cool, no? Unfortunately, maybe. Yeah, it's cool as it looks. I have to be consistent when it comes to this. Don't want to give it false impression that like there's some teleporter stuff going on. Actually, if we surround this, why doesn't this shit reset? It is reset. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Colors. Surfaces. See if we could do something similar here. And the main thing is, of course, should project on this, so we have to divide it. Actually do it like this. That's easier, and I think it there should be a little more light here, and then we can use something special here for these windows. Gonna replace it with something proper. A little more, you know, attention drawing. Okay. It's a little better. That still bothers me. I guess there it's, I don't know, for some reason it looks better. I can actually... Maybe it looks better if it's... Hold on. Five, and how about we use the color red? Might look a little cooler, you know, like... Then add that kind of glow here as well. Ooh, fuck's sake. How come? That is weird. Is it because I add a glow? Why is there such a difference? Okay. And if there's like, if I check at the white light here, there's, it blends in a lot better. That is weird. Is there maybe like an option? Render style, no. Maybe I should have like a red light there as well. What is up with these? Why does the white light work so well? Wait a minute. I see, that's why I added that. Yeah, okay. That's why. Now we're getting somewhere. I don't think it's even necessary. Well, let's have a look. Oh, there is a difference. Brightness 0, and that is still brightness 64. Okay. Well, I guess that'll have to do. Thing is, if I introduce the correct lighting there, oh, that works. Yeah. Now I think if I make this one, oh wait. Of course, the bridge has to be. Well, we'll worry about that later. There seems to be like, you know, the fog kind of makes it. It makes the fog a lot thicker at the bottom. So you can barely make out the ceiling details, which is what you want technically. Now I'm gonna try see how it looks if I use absolute 0 here. Usually that eliminates the need for sector detailing. You can't really see anything, just a faint silhouette. That's probably good. Basically what we want. Especially for the ceiling. Floor, like they have to have like a bottom part that is somewhat visible, but it's clear if you fall here you die, right? What I could do is fill this up with water. Have you find like a huge secret at the bottom. It's also possible. But yeah, 0 kind of works. We could do it over here as well. Kind of weird that well, I think it's good. Like it's very obscure, which I kind of like. That is fine. And the thing is, yeah, it's definitely there's a difference at the bottom, but here at the top, the bridge looks good. Very strange. Oh, what do we have here? There is a light difference. It's probably because I already know why. Um, 35. Let's do with the bridge, like everything turns darker, even these sides, and can't even. I'm not even sure if that works. Okay, well that's something we'll have to figure out. I could reverse it and make it like a skybox here, which will probably work better with the lights. In case the bridge doesn't work, like if I don't get the brightness, because this looks kind of weird. Let's check out in game real quick. Yeah, it makes a difference. Probably reflect that as well. I'm not really sure, because what sector do these belong to? This one. Even lighting. I could brighten these up, perhaps. Ah, wait a minute, but this is part of the same thing. It has to do with I could do something really cool with this for effect. And I could do that in all the caves. No. What we can do here is actually create like an inset, a nice inset. Where the lava comes from. Ceiling and middle brightness 255. Like this is, I'm not really sure if this will work out, but I think it will. Like, oh wow, that didn't work out. For some very, very, very strange reason. Normally it should. Oh, this doesn't really. Unfortunately, it's too bright. Oh, we gave it a shot. Okay. I'm not really sure if there is a way to... Is there a way to... set fade 150, 115, 74. That is not what I 150, 115. Floor glow. Can we kind of play around with this? Not really sure. No, man. There's no way. Like, I want that thick atmosphere, you know, that oppressive. Unfortunately. No, there was. If I remember correctly, there was like a liquid video, Doom Liquid video, like they tested out some new stuff, and I thought there was like a really thick atmosphere, like really thick lava fog, you know, that kind of oppressive heat visual effect. So maybe it is possible. Kind of want to combine that, like have this lava kind of a little bit obscured by the fog. But damn, that is not going to be easy. Why is that exactly? It's weird. Impassable. Oh wait, that's normal. Like, how come this is like a different front, even lighting? Well, we assume we're gonna... Hold on, can we... Okay, very strange. We'll see if we can get figured out next time. So I'm gonna end the stream here. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great Friday, and I will probably maybe this weekend. If not, I'll see you next week. In any case, have a great weekend and see you soon. Take care.